That is Britney Spears coming
yeah,
out.
sure.
She's lighting them up, man. She said, "Fucking, I quit."
Bad move.
You think it's a bad move?
This is what I would say to Britney, and I heard somebody saying this advice on TV as well, and I totally agreed with them. Dude, you're this close. You're this close to freedom. You're walking to your parole hearing, and they're about to cut you loose. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Get through it. Get out of the conservatorship, and then say whatever the fuck you want. But if you start making a bunch of noise right now, and you start yapping a bunch of crazy shit and throwing a bunch of crazy, and some of the, I read everything she's been putting out there. Look, I'm not the judge. I'm not going to make the decision. I'm pro Britney. I want to see her free. I want to see this thing be over. I think what they've done to her is horrible. But Britney, shh, until it's completely over.
I don't know that it will be, though. I don't think she thinks it will ever end.
Well, that's not going to help her case. All I'm saying is you're not standing up and starting to cuss everybody out and tell everybody to fuck off and tell the whole world to fuck off and tell her family to fuck off and tell her. I mean, I saw what she posted. I read it. I read her, the whole thing, all of what she put out there. And all I'm saying to Britney is, because I want you, dear girl, have your way. When you get your 300 million or whatever it is, go blow it on something in a weekend. I don't give a shit. You can do whatever you want. You can make it again in the next weekend by doing a show. But you're so close, sweetheart. Shh, be quiet because you're gonna fuck it up. And the people that want you to still be in that conservatorship are gonna take those posts and they're gonna show it to the same judge that for the last 13 years has made decision after decision after decision against her. And they're gonna say, see, she's still fucking crazy. And if that judge that has decided again and again and again that she's too crazy to get out of this thing decides it again, she's only going to have herself to blame. And I get how she's feeling, because I've done that a couple of times in my life where I've celebrated just a little bit early. And I thought it was what I was about to do was in the bag. And I fucked up everything. And I'm sure most people have done that in their lifetimes. I'm sure most people have thought something was done when it wasn't done. Either a job I thought I was about to start, or, you see it in sports all the time where a player celebrates or a team celebrates right before they lose. I don't know what you were going to say, but I'm just telling you, be real careful, Britney. Be real careful.
Look, man, I like it. I like that she's standing up for herself publicly and saying, fuck everybody. Look, I don't think she gives a fuck anymore about any of the estate, any of the money. I think she just wants to go live her life.
But she can't do that if she's under the conservative. Dude,
that.
They can force drugs into her. They have a birth control device inserted in her body. She can't.
Why not? Why can't
she can't even get in a fucking car and drive somewhere with somebody. She can't. It's in there.
I don't care if it's in there. I don't care. Burn all of it to the ground and leave. Walk away. Well, if you want to be Britney Spears who beat the conservatorship, great. If you just want your life back and the judge says, no, you can't do that, and she can't speak her own mind and her own truth and just fucking walk away, what are we doing? Look, is it illegal for her to leave? Is she breaking the law by saying, fuck this, I'm not doing this?
I can't answer that. I
can't answer it either.
I would, if
she's not going to go to fucking jail.
What I would say is she's got a lot that she's worked for, that she deserves, that she's entitled to, that she is the reason why it even exists. She did a whatever number of years thing in Vegas, and that generated a lot of income, and a lot of people, everybody made money except her.
I know.
Everybody. And everybody has benefit. And her father pays himself, I think it's $250,000 a year to be a music industry consultant.
Listen, all I'm saying is...
He knows nothing about the music industry.
He's got to know something at this point.
Well...
Life. I would say this. If it was me and I was her, at some point, if it's not illegal, if I'm not going to jail by saying, fuck you, fuck all this, I would take and say, look, you want me to stay in it? I will burn this entire thing to the ground. All of it.
And then she goes and lives in the corner somewhere.
Yeah. And she could go live
I've lived on the corner. It's not fun.
She could go live a happy life with somebody somewhere, and
maybe
you're gonna live her life.
I would not recommend that to anybody. If you have an option of doing something else, as a person who has lived on the street, literally has lived under a bridge, literally has slept on a park bench, literally has slept on a picnic table, I just would tell anybody that is considering that as a possibility for their future, think about it really carefully, because the moments that you spend on those park benches, the moment that you spend under those bridges and on those picnic tables, they are very lonely moments. You are not surrounded by adoring fans. You do not have people rooting for you. You do not have a crowd cheering for you. You are there by yourself and nobody gives a fuck. And it sucks. It sucks. And I wouldn't want to go back to it. I don't want to go back to living in my Jeep. I've got a tiny, tiny little place that has a shower and a kitchen about as big as this table, and a bed and a TV, and that's it. And it feels like a fucking palace to me. And I'll tell you what, you're going to take the key away from that place from me, fighting me to the fucking death, because I'm not fucking getting rid of it.
I just think that
I'm
think
just
that
saying.
she could just leave and she could go anywhere in the world.
Well,
and
she
she's still
can't
Britney
without
Spears.
But
Maybe
but
she doesn't
but
have
she
money. I don't
can't.
think she
But
needs
she
it.
can't. But she can't even perform or do any of the things without the permission of that. That's what the onus is that
I
she's
get
under.
it, but look,
That's
you
what
go
she's
far
under. She's
enough.
trying to get out from underneath it. I hope she does, man. I'm a fan. I'm rooting for her. I want her. I've never even been a Britney Spears fan until now.
I'm just saying, like, for her, I see her posting stuff on there and talking. I'm like, good, fucking tell them.
I think wait a week.
I don't think
Wait
it's
a
gonna be
week.
over in a week.
I think you're going to get out of it real soon. She's got one of the best lawyers in the country on her side now.
Yeah, but nothing happens fast in the freaking court.
Well, but she
What
has.
she needs to do is stay relevant.
It is an ongoing process that is.
I think she needs the entire thing to stay relevant, and people need to talk about it constantly. And if it takes her going out there saying, "I fucking quit. I'm not doing this. This is what they do to me," to keep it going, then keep going. That's what I think. Because look, we forgot about it for a long time. She's been in it for 13 years, and nobody talks about it. And it's not. Look, you come out.
Well, she made it seem as if it didn't bother her.
Yeah. Well, no, they made it seem.
Well,
like it didn't.
however, she's out in public. She wasn't being, she wasn't like locked away in a room. I mean, she was up on stage every day for years.
I know.
And so she certainly had the ability at any point during those shows, and apparently she did. They're going back and showing clips of those shows, and apparently during those shows, she called out for help quite a few times and said, "Folks, I'm up here. I've got 106-degree fever, and they're making me do this show anyway." And I don't know if people thought she was joking or if they just, brushed it off but she was on stage in front of the public for a number of years, and there are several clips of her talking about how horrible her situation is, and I just don't think anyone.
Yeah.
It was inconvenient, to have to. Well, I bought a ticket to this show. I want to. Are you gonna do the rest of the show? I bought a $200 ticket to see you. Yeah, right. No, sad, very sad. I'm praying that she gets free. I think it'd be a great moment for her. I think it'd be a great moment for anybody who's under one of those things and doesn't have her resources is trying to get out from underneath one. I hope she does. I just think she's so close. Maybe it's not a week, maybe it's a month, maybe it's 6 months, but you're close. You're closer than you were a year ago. You're closer than you were, and you've got a great lawyer who's going to go in and fight hard for you, who's apparently done some magical things in other court cases. Let him do what he does. Let him go in there and try to win your freedom. If they come down on you again and say no, then I would agree with what you're saying. But I'd say run that process, just because there's, me, I got nothing. I mean, I got a couple dollars I could rub together, but she's got millions and millions of dollars. And not only that, she's young, man. She's 39. She has a lot of life to live.
Right.
She could still do a whole nother set of albums, a whole nother tour, if that's what she wants. Or she might do something else with her life. She might become a lawyer or become who the fuck knows what she could do. If she's not being told what to do, who knows what she could do.
Yeah, and that's just like what I played last week with Gary Vee. Like, if I just want to go build sandcastles in Peru,
Sure.
then fucking people say, "Oh, you weren't cut out for it. You worked too hard. You couldn't do it. Whatever." Look, let's live your fucking life. Be happy.
All right.
Okay.
Speaking of living our lives, there's one last thing I'm going to toss out there.